Hello everybody, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel and another doll a day in my series where I show you one doll out of my collection every single day for 2026. This little doll has a story that I don't really know. Okay. I found her in my various belongings and I vaguely remember acquiring her when I was a child, but I don't have the details 100%. So I did do an image search on her. I took a picture of her and put her into Google to see what their fabulous AI thingamajig told me. And the AI thingamajig basically said she is a folk art doll from the mid 20th century, or mid 20th century folk art doll, possibly from the 1950s. I know she can't possibly be from the 1950s because even though I'm 62, that would that just the math doesn't work there. I do vaguely remember picking her up during a family vacation, and she's about 6 inches tall. You can see her, she's got a little bit of, discoloration, I guess a little bit of paint missing from her lips, but otherwise it looks like her face was painted. And she has some little bit of hair here and hair back here. I have not taken off this hat. I'm afraid to. I don't want to, damage her or anything. I know she's got to be probably from the 70s. Her base is wooden. All right. And then this is covered in fabric, and then she has this little fabric dress over the top of it. There's looks like there was probably a price tag on her there. And so I did double check with my older sister Terry. She has a really good memory, and of course she's 4 years older than I am, so she would possibly remember this. But my vague remembrance of getting this doll, and I'm not 100% sure if it's true or not, is I think I got her during a family vacation. Every summer, my family and I would get into the car in Florida and drive all the way to Colorado and visit family and then drive all the way back. And that's about a 2,000-mile trip. So it took us quite a bit of time to get there, needless to say. So you're talking about, a good solid couple of weeks of traveling. In fact, when I think I was in high school, just in high school, and Terry was getting out of high school, we took a massive family vacation where we got in a camper. We had a VW van and a pop-up camper, and we drove across the western part of the United States on a 10,000-mile trip. So we traveled a lot in the car. We often would stop at these truck stops, and they're not similar to the truck stops you see these days, like Love's or Buc-ee's or anything like that. They were, much smaller, but they would have some kind of little gift shop sometimes when you'd walk inside, and then they'd have a little diner, and of course gas and bunch of trucks. So I have a vague remembrance of possibly getting this doll at a truck stop, because I remember walking into a truck stop and the glass case, seeing tons of beautiful Japanese geisha style dolls. Obviously she doesn't really look like a geisha, but they were very fancy to me, and I just loved them. And of course, you guys know I have an affinity for Asian dolls anyway, because of Blythe and etc. But she looks more like maybe a little peasant girl. I don't know. So I think I probably picked her up during something like that. I always had, maybe a little bit of money. I didn't have big bucks, but I did, do the dishes and help with laundry and things like that around the house. And when we did that, we earned a small stipend allowance from our parents, which was like, I'm trying to think, I think it was like $2 a week or something like that back then. So I did have a little pocket change, and I would try to find dolls to buy during my travels. Quite a few of them have not, survived. I had a little Indian doll that didn't make it. I had a doll made out of shells. She did not survive. But I guess this little gal did. So if you know anything about these little dolls, let me know. I'm very curious. Like I said, the timeline would probably be mid to late 1970s. And again, according to Google's AI, what you call it, it says that these were probably either made in Taiwan or Japan, but there are no markings. I've looked all over the place. But anywho, she's still with me. She is super sweet, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can see a doll a day from my collection for 2026. Have a wonderful Dolly Day. Bye-bye.